What is up, everybody? Welcome once again to my YouTube channel, and today let's continue with another round of the COR Championship, and this time around we are at the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez for the Mexican Grand Prix. And at the moment we are just doing our preparation for our flying lap, just warming up the tires, but in a second I'll show you a graphic because Omar is over 50 points of a difference to me, so if I cannot get it below or equal to 50, I lose out completely on any chance to win the championship. So in this race, if I finish first, doesn't matter where Omar finishes, I will get the difference below 49 points. And if I come home second, he has to finish fourth. If I finish third, he has to finish sixth. If I finish fourth, he has to come home at least seventh. If I finished fifth, he has to come home eighth or below. If I finish sixth, he has to come home ninth at least. And if I finish in seventh place, he has to miss out on the points altogether. So this is going to be hard to happen for some of these cases, but let's see how it goes once Grand Prix time comes, as we are now launching ourselves through that little bit of the old Peraltada, and we are now going to open the RS, have a coffee and read a bit of our newspaper before hitting this braking zone, this very big braking zone, as we approach turns 1, 2 and 3, which come in this form of chicanes. The backhand wants to step out always during that right-hander, so a couple of tenths lost through there, but another very big straight opening the RS, another big braking zone with a left-right-hander combination as we now approach the end of the first sector with a very technical corner, this very slow speed, a double apex right-hander. We need to control the traction coming out of it, as it is crucial for a good launch throughout this next section. Is very quick, but still you need to get some work with the brakes and lifting off the throttle in some cases, as these corners are very tricky to overshoot. So now another big braking zone, and you need precision through this next section as we approach the stadium section with this very tight left-hander which opens for a right-hander. You need to go on the throttle as much as you can through the right-hander, and this one as well, the remaining of the old Peraltada, as you go progressively on the throttle. You open the RS and cross over the line with a 118.257, which at the end got us P5, so we qualified on the softs, the hardest of the two qualifying tires available. Jamie got pole position, followed by Juno. Then we have El Nabo, the quickest of the soft tires runners. Then we have Omar in fourth, me in fifth, Alex sixth, Calipo seventh, Fernando eighth, Universal ninth, and Rogue closing the top 10. And with that qualifying report, let's move on into the race, shall we? Sunday evening, the catalyzer of so many rivalries throughout the years, and this one might bring closure for the most important storyline of them all. Will Omar put the dagger on the subject and take the driver's crown, or will Ruben be able to spoil the party with a good performance today? At 2,285 meters above sea level, the thin air of the Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez poses a unique challenge, not only to the driver's skill, but to the efficiency of their engines as well. 17 corners make up a lap of this 4.3 km circuit, and you can expect incredible speeds in excess of 340 km per hour, and overtaking 2 into the hard braking zones into turn 1 and turn 4. As we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. Lights out, and away we go for the Mexican Grand Prix. Looks like we get a fairly good start. Juno is already dropping back below El Nabo, so a very poor start reminiscent of USA, and we are sandwiched between Omar and the Force India driver. Is now coming back at Jamie. El Nabo also besides Jamie, let's see, almost through wide through first corner. El Nabo has to slow down massively, and I hit the back of his car. Fortunately no harm done for neither of us, and now he overshoots the third corner. We are still sandwiched between Omar and him. Omar looks like he hits the brakes a little bit to let us through, as he didn't want to go 3 wide with us, and we are up to P4. So already 1 place gained. I believe I saw on our mirrors, I believe it was Universal who tapped the rear end of Omer and spun round near the end of the first sector, as we are still dropping a little bit of a car's length to the trio in front of us, as we have other compound of tires. Elgato cutting the corner quite massively there, but still we are still within striking distance. We are just going to try to conserve our tires and see what we can do. As you can see, we massively underfueled our car, so let's see how it goes throughout this first stint. At least we are now approaching the end of the first lap, and Jamie posts the fastest lap as he conserves first place. Juno got back into second after a poor start, Elgato third, we are fourth with our teammate right behind us, and we have Elgato charging on Juno as they go side by side into the first set of corners. So let's see what happens here. Elgato has the inside and he gets the move done even before approaching the third corner. So Juno has now a compromised run through this remaining straight, but we do not have the space to get anything done. We set the fastest purple sector, but of course everyone will, since this is the second lap. So we are just trying to find a gap to slot ourselves in, but at this time we still don't have the opportunity to do so. As Juno now a very weird lane through there, very slow, and we almost crashed onto the back of him. We had to do some evasive action, cut the corner just a tad, and Juno conserves his third place, but still that's going to slow us just a little bit compared to especially Jamie, who is now on the super soft tires, and as close as we can get to him, the better, since he comes on into the pits and we can go further on our set of tires. So there's the more difference we can have between the soft and the super soft runners. You know, once again get a better exit than Juno out of this left-hander, and we are side by side with him as we approach now the braking zone of this right-hander, and we are still side by side as we approach the stadium section. Let him go. I believe I will try to go for a switchback, but there is just not enough room, and Juno conserves his third place as we are now heavy on the traction, requiring much of the tires through this very fast on the right-hander. And we have DRS, we have the slipstream, we have the rich mix, and we are going to make a move on Juno. He's going to try come at us once again using the slipstream to stay with us, but we get the move done and we are up to P3. So I don't know if we are going to have DRS once again. I believe we do. No, actually not. But it was disabled, even if we had, because a virtual safety car was deployed. So let's skip onto the green flag racing. And back to green flag racing, we have Juno very close to us. He may be trying to overtake us using the slipstream and probably just rich mix as well. It will be just a difference of wings as well. I believe he has DRS activated. So yeah, he gets side by side with us through the first set of corners. I don't give him room, and yeah, he clipped our front wheels with his rear wheel, and we are now dropping back to 6th as he get a very poor run out of turn 3. So yeah, contact costing us massively as we now go on the inside of Calipos and Omer as well. We get touched, we get timer for illegal overtake on Calipos, so we have to drop back, and we are down onto 6th place and losing quite a lot to the leaders. So this is not optimal, especially with the title, the championship situation at the moment. So I believe Jamie has come onto the pits for a set of the medium compound tires, and we get promoted to 5th. We try to approach Calipos, but he has DRS as well, so there's not much we can do at the moment. Let's see how much of a drive we can get through this next right-hander, and I believe we get better exits than Kalipos, but he has the RS, so he's going to nullify that. There is just no space at the moment for us to be able to do anything. I believe there is Omer battling with Jumo for second place, so this is very not good. This is really not good for us. Omer is still side by side with Juno through this very complicated right-hander, double apex right-hander, and almost side by side as Omer lifts and backs off from that fight as they approach this very quick section. And Kalipos is on the back of Omer. I am on the back of Kalipos myself. Juno cuts the corner massively. Omer has to do evasive action, overshoots the corner, and it's almost 3 wide going into the next corner. I have to go out of the white lines just to avoid Kalipos and still get a better run at him. I'm on the inside, but I have to back off as there was just simply no space for me to get anything done. So we are just going to try again, as there are 3 cars going onto the pits all at the same time. And we get promoted to P2, and as you can see, it's already formed a 7-second gap to El Nabo. So all of those battles cost us 7 seconds to the leader of the race. We are now beginning lap 8. We have been posting fastest lap, so we know we are quick. We just need to be consistent, as Binding, I can see on the standings, is up into P3, who started on the soft tire. So as you can see, the soft tire strategy is at least working for now, as we are now approaching the end of lap 9, and we have a virtual safety car. So we are going to absolutely take advantage of this to make our pit stop now for a set of the medium tires, I believe. Yeah, those are the hardest tires available for this race. So we are just going to go into the pits and just go for it, even though it might be a tad too early for a change onto the medium tires. First we are going to come out ahead of everyone, or at least that is my hope, and we are also going to get fresher tires than the guys who pitted at the end of their super soft stint. So even if they get in front of us, we might be able to overtake us quite quickly. And we are coming out of the pits. I believe we have Frozen Luffy side by side with us, and he is going to overtake us. So Frozen Luffy once again messing around with our plans. We just couldn't overtake him. Now at the end of the virtual car period, I tried to time it with the change onto green flags to try to make an overtaking. I gambled with the timing there, and it didn't pay off as I had to slow down. So I'm still behind Frozen Luffy, but I get a better drive off of this left-hander, as I have at least 9 laps fresher tires than he has. And we are going through this right-hander. He goes very deep on it. I have to take evasive action, but still gets the move done. A very clean maneuver, a very good maneuver, and we are up to P10, 12 seconds behind El Nabo. That's how much all of those battles with Frozen have cost us. So 13.2 seconds is the gap at this point, and let's see how it goes from here. We are now in lap 17th. Not much happens after we overtook Frozen Luffy. We are going to cross over the line, and the gap is 14.0, so he's even gained on me a little bit. Our tire wear is still fairly good, and at this point I was in quite a stalemate on my mind, because I wanted to go into the pits later when the tires wanted to go off, but the thing is that I was afraid that if I come home into the pits, I would get overtaken by Juno and the others due to their undercuts, because they are going to pit first. Yeah, they are going to pit first, and they might be quick enough to just get back on me, and I didn't want that, because if they came back at me, even if they had older tires, I will not be able to overtake him, I'm afraid, because, well, as you saw, I was just stuck behind Juno. I only could get him on the DRS, and that's not a very big difference, because he can come right back at me right in the next straight. So that's not the optimal way for us to get clean air and to get going. So I just decided to not go into the pits, just decided to go conservative on our fuel, conservative on our tires, and try to stretch these until the end, because there's also no way we are going to catch El Nabo. So yeah, we are just going to try our hardest to not get overtaken by the guys behind us. Let's see how quick they close the gap once the tire wear starts to come into effect. And as you can see, we are now at lap 29. We have a 13-second gap to Juno, but our tires are starting to go off. As you can see, all of them are over 50% of tire wear, and as you can see, El Nabo made a change onto the super soft tires, and he's going to come out of the pits even ahead of me, I believe. As you can see, he's already coming out of the pit straight, and only now we've started coming by it, even though, yeah, I might have got a few seconds on him, quite a few seconds actually. He's just going to drive off into the distance once again, as he has very new super soft tires. So we are now at the beginning of lap 35, and let's just see the gap to the front. It is 18 seconds, and the gap to behind has closed down to 3.7 seconds. I believe Juno only got 1/10 of a second in this last sector, so that might be crucial for our chances to still get a hold of this second place, as we have now 3 seconds flat at the outside of the first sector. And as El Nabo crosses over the line to win a second race in a row, very good stuff from the Portuguese driver, very good resurgence of form as he's still trying to come home with the third place in the championship. We are now going to cross over the line, surviving on our tires to come home P3, a very good display of skill from us. Very good job. And they are going at it once again. At the airpin goes on the inside, Ruben holds the outside. Homer with the better exit, and he gets the move done. Going straight, missing the braking point, and he is in the wall. Side by side through turn 5 and losing the back end. I'm going to... Oh, come on, Jamie, what the hell was that for? On the inside, and it is a double overtake. There are cars everywhere. Rogue is going to spin. Soygood is out as well, and we make up 5 positions. Homer is crossing over the line, and with his third place. Great job, mate, well done. And Homer is the first COR World Champion. Now jumping onto the results, we have El Nabo coming home first place, Ruben coming home in second place, and unfortunately for us, Homer comes home in third place due to a 3-second penalty of Juno. So Homer gets the first title of the COR Championship. He mathematically wins the Drivers' Championship, and Juno comes home 4th, Jamie in 5th, Scalipo 6th, Frozen Luffy 7th, Binding in 8th, Maple in 9th, and Fernando 10th, Universal 1st, Rogue 12th, and Alex 13th. So not a very good race from Alex, who DNF'd, so only 13 drivers today for this race, with Homer being the most consistent out of us throughout the season and a deservedly World COR Champion. As we are now going on to the results, Homer gets the crown with 258 points, 53 ahead of me with only 2 races remaining. Then we have El Nabo in 3rd with 186 points, so he just jumped Juno for the last podium position. Juno is in 4th, then we have Jamie in 5th, Bandicoot 6th, Shizzle in 7th with 121 points, Alex 3 points behind, occupying 8th position. Then we have with 84 points Speed Killer, and Frozen Luffy closing the top 10 with 83 points. Now moving on onto the constructor standings, we have Manor with 463 points, also claiming the constructors crown in this race. We have 2nd place for Cindia with 298 points, Ferrari in 3rd with 274. Then we have Mercedes in 4th, Red Bull in 5th, Toro Rosso in 6th, Renault in 7th, Haas very close, only 6 points behind the French team, occupying 8th place. Then we have McLaren in 9th with 30 points, Williams in 10th with 24, and Sauber in 11th place with only 7 points scored to date. So this was it for the report of the Mexican Grand Prix. Hope you guys enjoyed the race. Leave a like if you did, the dislike button if you didn't, it's right beside it, so use it if you disliked the video. Subscribe if you want to see more of this and more career mode videos. I'm just trying to push them all out until the launch of F1 2017. So throughout this whole week I'll have plenty of content for you guys. Hope to see you guys in the next race, which I believe will be Brazil. Hope you have a wonderful day.